He's everything I'd hoped and dreamed he would be like, and then it's the best part is when they surpass that. It just goes to the next level. Really giving, really loving, funny as hell. But he's always, it's not, you know, it could be like just someone always being on. It's just natural for him. Like, he's not trying, he's not doing it, he just is him. And that's what's special about it. You could be around that, it raises the bar.
He's got an adventurous spirit that I react to, and a fearlessness to play against type, to go into this crazy universe. This whole movie's really like funny and strange in a unique, new way, and that's always kind of risky and scary. And the fact that he wanted to take the plunge with me was like really moving. And I was like, this dude, I could feel it. Bros for life. Bros for life. I have played several 100 hours with my boys, and it's a creative architectural experience, and it works that part of the brain where you can build beautiful structures and houses and anything your mind can imagine, and it's kind of thrilling to be creative in that way in a digital world, and I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful world, and I just think it's the reason why when it was described to me, because I personally haven't, when I signed on to this, I only play video games, so that's why I don't have the best answer. But it was about protecting imagination, and I thought that was a beautiful thing, and that's the most important thing that we have, and that makes us individuals, and I mean, makes me happy, makes me the reason for living. It's just having that art and imagination.
Here's what I love about Jared. Jared's crazy. And he's weird in the best way, in the way that creates like really funny, compelling characters. And it's a world that only he can create. And you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Nacho Libre, Deploying Dynamite.
He's nuts.
This movie, yeah, he builds worlds.
Yeah.
Amazing characters. Outsiders.
Yeah, he's great at making freaks that don't fit into the world, and you love them. And that's what we wanted to do for this movie.
Daniel Brooks cracked me up. Coolidge she's a goat.
Dude, look at our cast. Our cast rules. Danielle Brooks, are you kidding me?
Yep.
She pops off the screen. Jennifer Coolidge, how did we get her? Yeah, and Emma and Sebastian. It's like a really fun group. And not to mention some other characters you might know. Jermaine Clement.
Oh, man.
Of Flight of the Conch. We're talking about classic performers.
Me. That day was one of the best days.
These are mass murderers. These guys come in and they are gonna kill it. And they did. Very fortunate to have that cast, man. I'll kill piglins for days. And if I have my choice of weapon, I will take the diamond sword. It's sharp. It only takes a couple swipes and they're dead. And you're having delicious pork loin for dinner. Preferably with a little sweet sauce, a little apple sauce. Pork chops and apple sauce. Isn't that swell?
The Minecraft community isn't just like one set of people or one group of people. It's so diverse and so rich. The game's been around for over 15 years now. And originally, it wasn't even intended for children. It was like, it was an indie game that was so simple to understand, but really difficult to master, that hardcore, very serious gamers, really took it seriously and played it and modified it. But a 5-year-old can pick it up and kind of understand the principles of it. And with over 300 million copies sold around the world, biggest game in the highest-selling game in the world, it just represents not one demographic. It kind of almost represents humanity, which is both a huge opportunity when trying to tell a story for them, and also an incredible challenge. And it's like, how do we tell a story that represents every single individual's experience with this game, especially since each of them have their own story and it doesn't have a fixed narrative.
For me, I just had such a personal experience with the game. Like right when it came out, I would play it with my kids. We all would spend so much time doing crazy builds, going on wild adventures, and it was also so funny too. Like the world and the physics and the characters are so iconic and so ridiculous, and it was like, oh my goodness, when I was contacted by the producers if I played the game and would be interested in doing a movie about it, I was like, dude, this would be so much fun. Especially because it's the perfect setting for an epic quest film. And to take a bunch of really interesting offbeat characters and throw them into this world and have them have to be creative to survive, it was such a fun undertaking and so much fun to develop. And yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer for me. The themes of having to be creative to survive and also to like collaborate and have a community of people that you're going on this adventure with, all of that is so unique to the game just, I think, lends itself so well to a big epic adventure movie.
I think Jared is a very wholesome person, and has been able to retain a mischievous 12-year-old boy within this kind of professional-looking man, and that I feel aligns a lot with the Minecraft values. That it is a wholesome, it is a family game. It's not nihilistic or kind of hyper-violent. Well, it can be actually, depending on who's playing. But at the end of the day, it has a lot of heart. And Jared's films often have told stories about underdogs or people who are misfits and don't really like fit in, and they're kind of struggling to find their way in the world. And we love them all. Like, we even love the antagonists, and we care for the people that in other movies you might not empathize that much with, because he respects all of them, and then he's just got an incredibly good sense of humor and is a great collaborator. And I thought it was remarkable to see it all come together, especially with this amazing cast.
From the outset, we knew that we could not make this film without the help and guidance of Mojang. Like, it was critical that we communicate with the game designers, the programmers, everybody that kind of built this amazing world as we developed the film. And so constantly when we were writing, we'd be in the writer's room and we would FaceTime Torfy. Torfy, what about this? Are we able to do this? And so really kind of creating this from the ground up, lockstep with everyone at Mojang was so important, but it also, it opened us up to so many fun possibilities that just worked amazing for the story. And so we were constantly laughing, having such a good time. It was really just an amazing team to collaborate with. So it was, yeah.
And it was super collaborative, like, how,
Yep.
I guess for me, I represented Mojang, but was kind of like the tip of the spear. And I think me and Jared were able to develop a pretty personal relationship. So we were like late night texting and sending pictures and concepts and ideas back and forth, which I would then go and like talk to like Jens Bergenstein or the people in Sweden or like our writers or creators or game designers. You guys, do you think this works? And same guy, Jared, goes to his production teams and the costume designers or set designers, etc. So we were kind of like two jazz musicians, kind of just going along with, like, we had a script and we had a story, but we like rolled with it, and a lot of cool stuff came out of it.
Yeah.
It was like challenging to figure out characters like the creeper who sneaks up on you and explodes and blows up and kind of looks like a bush, or a reptile. We don't know, because the textures are so resolution, which was kind of a challenge for us to adapt. And the zombies, and we've seen zombies in a lot of movies, but the Minecraft zombies are very unique. They're also weirdly dressed just like Steve, but no one really knows why. And the skeletons who, clackety-clack, come out of the woods at night and start like shooting arrows at you. And then There are like really rare, we call them mobs, creatures, that you seldom see, like a chicken jockey, the little baby zombie riding a chicken, or the spider jockey, a skeleton riding a spider. You don't see them all the time, but Jared loved them so much that we had to adjust the math a little bit. So the probabilities are higher in this movie than they would be in the game itself.
So the story of Minecraft, we first meet the iconic character from the game, Steve, who's played by Jack Black. And, as a child, he yearned for the mines, which is super weird to have that as your dream as a kid. But for Steve, it's perfect. And he discovers two objects that open a portal to this incredible blocky dimension called the overworld. And so he goes on this epic adventure. Things turn south pretty quick. This cube and this earth crystal he sends back to the real world. And then that's when we meet our cast years later, who also discover it and end up going on this epic quest. They get stuck, and they've got to use their creativity and just to be able to navigate and survive this epic adventure. I think that they both had secret crushes on each other from afar. I remember Jack asking me, like, dude, have you met Momoa? Bro, what's he like? I'm like, dude, he's a hunk. And then same thing, I think Jason asked me the same thing about Jack. Bro, Hess, what's he like? I'm like, dude, he's the best, he's a hunk. So they kind of had this shy crush on each other that we used to our advantage, or I did, as I was directing them. But it was so much fun to have Jason play against type in the film. Again, he's the biggest hunk on the planet, and it was so much fun to see him get beaten up throughout the course of this film and have more losses than wins. Because again, we know him for kicking butt as Aquaman and in Game of Thrones. And Jack, it's like there was nobody better to play Steve. He's such a big kid at heart and loves the game. But to have these guys go head to head and kind of one up each other and not get along was so much fun. Every day was a blast.
There was so much off-screen and on-screen bromance going on, and you kind of rolled with it with Chris Coletta, the screenwriter, like you like, and working both with Jack and Jason, adding lines, adding jokes, adding set pieces, because there's a lot of magic in the air when those two guys came together.
We were able to work with the amazing Danielle Brooks, who plays Dawn. She is so funny, so amazing, probably the most level-headed character in the whole film. And then Emma Myers, who plays Natalie, and Sebastian Hansen, who plays Henry. And then also we've got the amazing Jennifer Coolidge, who can do no wrong, who's absolutely hilarious. And then some of my favorite actors of all time, Jermaine Clement, that you might know from Flight of the Conchords and a gazillion other amazing comedies. Rachel House, who's hilarious, voices Malgosia, the Pigland witch in the film. Just an amazing cast.
I would rather go up against piglins rather than zombies, because piglins can be persuaded with a block of gold, or if you wear some gold, they're not going to attack you or kill you. But if you run out of gold and the trading stops, they will maybe go sour very quickly.
Yeah. I would definitely take my chances against some zombies, because I think they're dumb and they're kind of slow.
It's a lot of them, though.
There's a lot of them, but I feel like piglins, I struggle to find gold, and so I think the piglins would attack me with arrows and swords, and I think they're disgusting. The world of Minecraft, to me, it is such an amazing place. It's a place full of adventure and creativity, and those themes are so critical in the film, and just having to be creative to survive is a really important theme. Working with Mojang was absolutely critical as we developed the film and came up with the design and just how we were going to experience the world of Minecraft as a movie. And the team at Legendary, they are just unbelievable, and their track record with adapting huge properties and bringing them to the big screen. their experience in this space. You know, they did Detective Pikachu, and they've done Dune and all the Godzilla films, and just their ability to help kind of navigate this development process and kind of help realize my vision for it was just amazing. I made a movie with Jack Black almost 20 years ago called Nacho Libre, and we've been dying to work together ever since, and you know, we're very good friends. And so when the opportunity for Minecraft came up, I called him and I was like, man, would you be interested in playing Steve? And I don't think there's anybody more perfect on the planet than Jack Black to bring this character to life. I mean, Jack is just a big kid at heart and loves the Minecraft game. I mean, when we were shooting, he'd be in his trailer playing it constantly, super method, just getting in the zone. And all of that, I think, ended up on screen, and he's just, his charisma and, again, passion for creativity is just off the charts. Jason was the first person attached to Minecraft. He's a producer on the film and, you know, the lead of the film, and we wanted, or co-lead with Jack, I guess. But when we were coming up with the character for Jason, we knew that we didn't want to see him do what he's done in other films. He's the biggest hunk on planet Earth. We always see him on screen kicking butt and fighting bad guys, and we thought, you know what, it would be a lot of fun to see the dorkier side of Jason and watch him get the crap get kicked out of him in the film. So it was ridiculous seeing him get beat up by zombies and pigs and chicken jockeys. We had such an amazing crew on Minecraft. All of our department heads were just top notch. Enrique Chadiak, one of my favorite DPs ever, shot a bunch of the amazing Transformer films. Our production designer, Grant Major, he did all of the original Lord of the Rings films and is just a world-class production designer and couldn't have been more perfect to help kind of translate the 16-bit look of the game into a big, fully realized, cinematic, tactile, lifelike world. And Amanda Neal, just one of my favorite costume designers, has done some of my favorite films, has worked with Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi on so many of their projects, and she was just unbelievable. Her and her team were amazing. Mark Mothersbaugh was our composer for Minecraft, and I've been wanting to work with him for ages. I'm a huge Devo fan. I'm a huge fan of all the movies that he's scored, and he brings so much personality and nuance. And you know, one of the themes that he created for the film, in addition to taking the Minecraft theme from the game and bringing this larger-than-life orchestration to it, he created this bromance theme for Jason Momoa and Jack every time that they clasp arms or do something dorky. It's one of my favorite themes of the film. Shooting in New Zealand was absolutely incredible. I mean, the crew, everybody there that works in film are just world-class artists. And, you know, I've got some good friends that live there, and it was just amazing to be down there. The whole production experience from beginning to end was magical. We also did the post-production there, and, you know, working with Weta Digital and the post-production team at Park Road Post. It was just an amazing experience, and I'd love to do it again. Yes. So Torfi, who is at Mojang and Microsoft and had been at Mojang for years as a creative director over there with the game, he was just the most invaluable asset to the film. As we were developing it, I mean, you know, we're constantly talking to him. Gosh, you know, we really need to understand this detail of the game or this character or all, and he was like our lifeline and just a collaborator from the very, very beginning. And working with him was a dream come true. We would be texting each other late at night with different ideas or questions or ideas for new scenes. And it was just an amazing partner to have on the film. Jens was critical. Like, you know, he's kind of the god over there at Mojang, and as we were kind of developing everything and, you know, wanting to push things, he was so amazing at protecting, you know, the integrity of the game and making sure that, again, having kind of the, you know, having developed it from the beginning, wanting to kind of, again, celebrate things that are so unique to Minecraft. But just the ideas that we got from him and the whole team at Mojang were invaluable to the production.
I found a lot of similarities to what I love and why a gamer would love the world of Minecraft. You know, it's all about using your imagination and kind of like escapism in a sense. And I've found that with acting, the thing that I love to escape into different worlds, and whether that's, you know, 1940s Pittsburgh or, you know, doing some sci-fi project, you know, that's what I love, and I can understand why they love to create a world that's different from the one that they're in now. And from what I gather, because I don't really play, there is a sense of community there. And I feel like that's also why people can play, because you can share, you know, your worlds together and also like learn from each other. You know, the YouTube community is huge with Minecraft, and you can spend hours watching someone in their own like Minecraft world. So I think that's why people love it. It's a whole different world. Just getting to bring out my inner kid is, I think, the thing that I've loved the most. I've just really enjoyed like not taking life so seriously. You know, I was blessed to, while shooting this, be Oscar nominated, and that was really cool, but that was a lot of pressure, and, you know, it was deep questions and all of the things, but to just kind of like get back to why I decided to do this in the first place was because it was fun. It's because I got to imagine, I got to roll around and act like just a kid, and I felt like I got to do that in this film. Minecraft is a story about a bunch of misfits that come together randomly and get thrown into the overworld, and they're now having to survive it and find a way out of it. And my character, Dawn, is kind of like a sister figure to two of the characters, kind of all of the characters. But the thing about her is she's like a jack of all trades. She has many different jobs because she's also trying to survive life. So it's how do these people survive this world, but also the challenges that they have personally. And so we watch them go through it, and we watch them make it through it. I love Jared Hess. I think he is the sweetest director ever. I mean, who does not love Napoleon Dynamite? Who does not love Nacho Libre? I watched those films before even knowing who Jared Hess was. You know what I mean? I just watched them, and I've always been enamored by his comedic timing and just the humanity that he brings to comedy. And so for this, I feel like he just let us be big kids, you know, and he would throw little lines in our ears, you know, improv lines to try this or try that. But he really did give us the freedom to bring in our little selves. And so that was fun. And I really hope to work with Jared again. I think he's dope. Jack Black is the GOAT. I mean, there's times I would be on set and I would have to remind myself, Danielle, you have lines. Say them. You cannot like freeze and just look at Jack Black in awe, okay, girl? You gotta work here. Because he's a master at the craft. And I would just wanted to study everything that he did, you know? And what I learned is he's just devoted. He's 100% devoted to what he's doing at the time. And the crazy thing about Jack Black is he's even a better human being than he is an actor. And that's saying a lot because he's a hell of an actor. So that just tells you the level of who he is in the soul. So good guy. Jason Momoa, I just applaud him for the vulnerability of playing this part and just allowing himself to have fun and like throw balls to the walls, you know, just go for it. And that really gave us the freedom to go for it and have fun. He's such a nice guy. He was so generous. He gave us these beautiful gifts wrap gifts at the end of the shooting. Always like taking us out to lunch or to dinner, or inviting us over to his home. So very warm family guy that brought that sense of camaraderie to set, and I appreciate that. The girl is so good at what she does. She made coming to work so much fun, and just the girl power that we had together, kicking butt, kicking those zombies' butts and fighting those pigs. It was so much fun to play with her, and I just wish her the best success in her career. It's orange and purple. I mean, we have to just acknowledge the orange is the new black of it all, and the color purple of it all. And so I just feel like that gave me and Dawn all of the good juju that we needed to play this part and bring all of the humor into it. I loved that tracksuit. It was so comfortable for the most part. And I hope people wear it for Halloween. I wish we could have sang more together, but the end song that they came up with Mark Ronson was really cool, and getting to do a few like vocals on there, I feel like added a little something to it, But it was just felt like a little nod for him to School of Rock too, and his work in that film, and getting to see Jason Momoa play guitar. I'm glad we had that moment together.
I think just its creative element and its differences in the game, like the survival, the creative, all of the different types, all the stuff that's in the game, all the differences that you can make. It's like endless. So I think that's why it's so popular.
You have to use your imagination a lot. I think it's challenging on your mind. And I think there's many ways that you can play it, so I think that appeals to a lot of people. I liked seeing everything come straight out of the game in person, because a lot of our sets were practical, and it was great to actually feel like you were walking around in the game. Also, just being a part of something that's so iconic is really such an honor.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the creative, all this stuff that I think really captured that throughout this movie. We kind of figure out how, like, at least my character, the creative side of Minecraft, and just kind of capturing that.
Minecraft movie is about a group of very different people who all get stuck in the overworld, and they're trying to find their way back home. My character, Natalie, is the older sister of Henry, and she's very much the straight thinker, and is just trying to protect him from all the danger that's in the overworld and in real life.
When the film starts, I think Henry's definitely like, trying to figure out his place in the world and everything but when he kind of gets stuck in Minecraft, it's not almost like stuck for him. It's almost like a new, way of exploring everything. And I think that throughout the movie, he definitely becomes more, he changes throughout the movie when he gets to Minecraft, yeah. Jack is just he's a funny guy, but he's also just like a great actor. And he's a good friend too. Like, working with him, I really felt like I got a lot of insightful tips and things that make him, just a good actor.
He's such a great guy, very welcoming, is a huge character, and I don't know, it's such a fun time working with him. But yeah, I was really happy to be a part of this and happy to be a part of a film with such legends in it. Me and Danielle, I loved working with her. She's an incredible woman. We had such a fun time doing our stunts together, and I don't know, I love the dynamic that Natalie and Dawn have in the film. I think it's really fun and it's really sweet, and I'm so happy that I got paired up with her for the most part.
Jared was just such a kind guy, and he really let us like almost explore, when coming to this movie, he really didn't let us as like work. He just kind of wanted us to, improvise. Like, he really liked us to improvise stuff. He just, it was really good working with him.
Yeah, he told me that he didn't want it to feel like work. He wanted us to have fun, and I think we accomplished that. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, he's open to collaboration. He also just has a really good eye for comedy. and has a very specific tone, and it's probably really hard to pull off the Minecraft movie, but he did it so well, and yeah, I'm really glad that we had him leading all of us to victory. I've done stunts before, but never stunts like this because I had to learn how to use a weapon. Never done that before. It's a very new thing, and it requires a lot, but it is really fun. We had a great stunt team. I got to do some of the stunts with Danielle. I got to do some of the stunts with Sebastian. So we had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoy acting physically. So those days were my favorite.
I love the stunt team. The stunt team were really nice. They were just really great. And I think that I really got to like learn, because there's also scenes like where I have my, taut launcher, and I think like learning how to, like fight with that or just, like explore it was really fun. And I think that the stunt team really helped me, get that. The zombies seem pretty easy. Not the baby zombies, just the normal zombies seem pretty easy.
I'd say a spider. The spiders I feel like I can always kill really easily. The zombies and the skeletons always get me. So maybe a spider.
Diamond axe, definitely.
I like a iron sword. It just looks nice. I like the glistening iron on the end of it.